My name is Anouche Newman and I'm the CEO of the Customer Service Institute of Australia.
I'm Tony Hughes. I've got 35 years of experience in business. I'm an author and speaker, especially in the area of customer experience.
The globally connected world is really changing the way customers do business with us. It's changing the way that they interact with us. They are able now to compare and contrast the service that they're getting from companies like Google and companies like Apple, and then comparing that to the service that they're receiving from a local Australian provider, which they have the right to do. And I think that organisations that are going to be successful in the future in ensuring a great customer experience are those that actually understand that everybody inside the organisation, everybody that's interacting with the customer or involved with supporting the customer outcome in some way is actually a service professional. Traditionally, service teams or contact centres have been perceived as being a cost centre, so we assume there's a cost to serve. And I think that organisations that are being very successful these days are starting to understand that actually those service teams have an ability to generate revenue. And they have an ability to generate revenue by having conversations with customers that enable them to actually get more use out of the product, to understand even more about the company, about the organisation and who they're buying from. And that creates stickiness, that creates loyalty. And if you think about the fact that sometimes we actually don't have that many opportunities to even interact with a customer. So some organisations might only have one opportunity a year when a customer actually reaches out to them. If we think about self-service and the fact that we're more and more these days, we're actually self-serving, by the time we actually do get to speak to an organisation, it's a wonderful opportunity that we have to engage that customer and increase their loyalty to us.
The world is increasingly connected and the expectations of customers are becoming increasingly difficult for organisations to meet. They expect an interaction to be really fast and efficient, and they want us to be able to service them in any channel and at any time that they choose. The other thing is they expect us to truly know them. They believe that we can easily research them in their own organisation, and they expect us to have the systems in place where we can track expectations, we can predict the sort of things that they're going to be wanting. So in a connected world, it's never been more important for organisations to break down those silos inside their organisation and have a single view of customers. So I think the future for sales, if you look at, to say a decade from now, is I believe that customers will have a baseline expectation that we truly know them and that we don't just say that we care about them, we show that we care about them because we know them well. So they'll expect that we're able to engage with them in social, website, mobile apps, on the phone, on premise, and every touch that we have with them, we've got all of the information at our fingertips that enable us to provide fast and efficient service that makes it easy for them.
I think artificial intelligence is perceived as being something that is a little bit daunting for organisations and particularly for customers. But I think what's great about artificial intelligence is actually what it's allowing us to do is free up a customer service representative's time by giving them the opportunity to have more mundane tasks completed by AI, and also giving them the opportunity to have information processed immediately for them to use during an interaction with a customer. So I think artificial intelligence really is an enabler to personalising the experiences and the interactions that we're having with customers.
Technology and artificial intelligence is changing the game for everybody. Any organisation that doesn't embrace technology is really going to struggle in two areas. They're going to struggle with achieving the level of efficiency that they need to in how they sell and support customers. But more importantly, they're going to struggle in delivering the right customer experience for people, because buyers expect us to truly know them. We've got lots of data on customers. They expect us to be able to unlock the power of that data, to have a predictive element in actually anticipating their needs. AI generally is not really futuristic, it's here today. All of us interact with AI every day when we do a simple Google search, for example. So I think AI is game changing. People need to be really like Iron Man and be the man and the machine together to deliver that level of efficiency, because that's the way that you can prosper as a salesperson and as a service person today. At a practical level, to unite sales and service, we need to focus on customer experience. I really believe that the CEO of an organisation needs to change their title away from Chief Executive Officer to instead be Chief Customer Experience Officer. The reality for a CEO as they look around their boardroom table is the person at that table that's the first common line manager for all of the pieces that form customer experience is actually the CEO. So they need to show through leadership that they're completely customer centric, and then at a practical level they need to put the systems in place that enable them to have a single source of truth about their customers where they can track and manage all of the interactions, and so that the customer doesn't experience what happens in a lot of organisations where when they go from marketing to sales to service and support, they're constantly telling the supplier the same information over and over again. We need to make sure that we're creating a strong corporate memory that enables us to show we know our customer, to give them the right experience that's going to make them happy and advocate for us in the marketplace.
For organisations really to capitalise on aligning sales and service, I think it really starts with how they implement that, and we have to take a step back in that regard and look at culture. And it's really important for an organisation to be genuinely customer focused, and that means that everybody in the organisation must understand what they're trying to achieve for the customer, and they must be KPI'd on those outcomes as well. And I think when we're looking at ensuring that service teams are equipped, for example, to sell, we still have to make sure that they're KPI'd and focused on customer outcomes. So we're seeing, things like Net Promoter Score continue to be popular and should continue to be popular. And that also means that sales teams should actually be evaluated on those sorts of things as well.